I think my earliest memories as a family, actually. I think I was about 5 or 6, and my dad had always been building cars. He's always been working with cars, interested in them, and he had an RS Escort Cosworth, and we were driving to Flamingo Land, and it was over the moors and stuff like that. My mum was in the car, and this was obviously it wasn't a standard Escort RS Cosworth. And I remember going over it and giggling because my dad was driving like a lunatic. My mum was shouting at him. My sister was in the back laughing, but my brother wasn't too happy about it. Yeah, that's probably my earliest memory with him and cars. There's so many of them. This car is special in a lot of ways, I think, mainly because over the years, you know, he's worked as a Group B mechanic, he's built a lot of cars for a lot of people, but he never really had anything that he built for himself. And I remember speaking to him when he was planning it, and he was really passionate about this particular car. He said, yeah, you know, the Mark I Golf is historic, and it's from the time that he was really working in the scene, and he really wanted to build this for himself because of that reason, because he'd never built anything that was something that he wanted. He'd always built for other people. Unfortunately, during the time that he was building it, he got diagnosed with cancer, a type of cancer called multiple myeloma. And he was around about, I would say probably halfway through building it, and it took its toll on him that much that he got to the point where he didn't have the energy to be able to finish it off, and it was really sad for him. He did get to drive it quite a few times, which was great for him, and the one thing he did say was that as much as he can't finish all of the hard bodywork and the cutting and the different things, he really wanted to finish off the engine. So the engine he built himself and was fully built, and then unfortunately he passed away, and the car became something of a testament, I think, to doing what he really wanted to do. And then there was lots of questions about what to do with the car afterwards, and it only really made sense to try and keep it within the family. Obviously, not having the resources myself about, you know, with garages and space and the ability for getting parts and maintaining it, meant that I had to try and find someone, and there was no question or really thought process outside of the only person and the only company I could really think of was Awesome, and Mark, Mark's a former colleague, but he's still one of my best friends, along with John, and it was a very short, easy conversation. Mark didn't even blink before he agreed, so the car has been with Awesome ever since that, a couple of months after my dad passed away. Every time I see it, it's perfectly well kept, it's immaculate, it's polished, it's clean, it's serviced, it runs, it's road ready, it's rally ready, all the documents are well kept. And it was a no-brainer decision for me to in some respects allow Awesome to look after it for me and keep that legacy going. it feels so raw. I think that's why my dad liked it so much. He always said after he'd built it, he said it's exactly what he wanted to build. You know, it's not like it's just come off the factory line. It's got a few little things that add character in some ways. But you know, you can tell once it's warmed up and that, and you're driving along and you're giving it some, putting the RPMs up, you can feel it. The engine feels like it's brand new. Pulls well. It's weird as well in some ways. I imagine as I'm looking at the stuff and I'm looking at the switches, and I remember speaking to my dad when he was telling me about it, and and I just imagine, I never actually got to see him rally it, but I've seen pictures, and it sort of puts me in that perspective of how he would drive and how he would do things with the car, and it's nice. I think I get asked quite often about what the car means. People talk about legacy and history and buzzwords and things like that, and I suppose it's cliche to say that for me it does highlight my dad's legacy. For me, bringing it to Awesome, I think Awesome was founded in the era of the Mark 1s and the Mark 2s, and it's, for people that come here, the people that work here, it's like a good constant reminder of where the company was founded, where it started. I can't thank Mark and John enough really for looking after it, and me pretty much having a free pass to come and see it and get a reminder of what my dad stood for and the things that he made in his life.